He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. I'm on top, number here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, legend from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, legend from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. To the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And that's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams.
In this video, we'll demonstrate
the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad. Never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We've got a busy night ahead of us. We have, I think, 4 matches in the 2026 10-Ball World Championships here in VP4. 4 matches scheduled, not all at the same time. 3 of them are, though. We have Larry against Happy Dolo at the top of the hour. We have Shibo and Emmett 234 at the top of the hour. And we have the match that I'm going to be covering, MC_Clarkey against Rabih. We also have Jose and Billy Big Rigger, but they go an hour later at 7 p.m. GMT. Just to cover what happened this afternoon, I rushed home from work. I had a quick cup of coffee, something to eat, got the stream all set, and I was in at noon for the match between Chiku from Chile and Acero from Japan. And Acero showed up and Chico couldn't be bothered. So Acero has gone through on forfeit. One thing I can guarantee is that we're going to have a match tonight, and it should be the one between Matt and Rabih. The plan is to just check the bracket and check the scores, and then if anything gets down to the wire and one of the matches, we'll jump in and look at that. We'll probably pop in to Jose and Billy Big Rigger's match at the end as well, because it may well still be going on. Now, these are races to 17. They are on tight pockets, not narrow. They are 1 notch tighter, and we've seen that players are going to be having problems with these pockets. So matches may well go to and fro. Steve, according to last night, won't be here. So I'm assuming he won't. So I haven't got Discord open. So you're just going to have to put up with me. Welcome to Wit. Spud Boy said he was intending to try and stream one of the matches. Now, all I'm going to say is I've never used OBS, but it is not difficult. Most of these things are done automatically now. When you choose the media that you're going to stream to, i.e. YouTube, Twitch, or whatever, you just need to give the software access to your account on YouTube, and everything should be set up automatically. I'm not sure how easy or difficult that is in OBS, but Spud Boy seems to be having a problem. Slim would be the one to ask on that, because Slim uses OBS. I've never used it, or to tell a lie, I have tried to use it, but I don't like it. OBS is a lot more complicated for first-time streamers. There's a lot of stuff that you can download and add to it, and it does get confusing for people. I do know that, but I'll stick with what I know, and I'm with XSplit. And hopefully, touch wood, everything goes okay with that. So we have MC_Clarkey representing the UK. We have Rabih representing the Lebanon. And both were here when I checked 10 minutes or so ago. Matt is in a room and Rabih is in a room. So we've definitely got a match going on. As for the rest of them, well, Larry, of course, is always going to show up. Jose is there. I have... Oh, Happy Dolo's there as well. He showed up. Now, who else are we looking for? I think Emmett was here also. Let me have a quick look. I'm sure when I checked, he was here. Maybe I'm imagining it now. I don't see him now. Oh, there he is. He's in a room as well. And lastly, of course, in an hour's time, we have Jose and Billy Bigrigger. Billy Bigrigger, I don't think's in the building yet, but he's got plenty of time to show up. So the room should be up. And we've probably missed a lag, but it's not the most important thing in the world. I might need to change the cloth colour or keep it the same. Welcome, everybody, whoever I've missed. I probably streamed that match and I don't even remember it. You've got a better memory than me then. No, I've got no snow. We don't have any snow in the west of Scotland down where I am. There's not been a flake of snow. In fact, today we've had rain and it's a bit milder because we're well sheltered from the north wind. We don't get anything like that. I mean, there's about probably 3.5 feet of snow up north. They've had nothing but non-stop snow right up in the northeast of Scotland, but we're fine down here. No weather problems. So as I said, what we'll do is I'll just be tabbing to the bracket and keeping an eye on what's happening in these other matches. And Rabih, straight away here, is looking good to get first blood. And I've said it on a good few occasions. You watch how these guys get caught out with some of these cut shots. Cut shots into the side pocket, cut shots into corner pockets. If you don't get really good on them, they're going to catch them out. So you want the blue cloth on? Right, I'll go with that till somebody else complains. Of course, you know the problems that causes me. My problem is that when the 4-ball is up the table, I think it's the 8-ball half the time. So you'll just have to put up with that. Right. So Rabih with a good start. And, of course, the other thing that's going to be prevalent in this whole tournament is the dry breaks. And there you go. Matt's been caught out immediately. Immediately with a little cut into the side. Look at the difference it makes. He just caught the knuckle, but he sent it to the farm knuckle. And, well, Rabih didn't make much of that cut shot either on the one. Welcome to Bankster. Everybody's welcome. And Happy New Year to those who haven't been here. How long do you keep saying Happy New Year? I mean, do we go right into March and still say Happy New Year? Now, one thing that Matt has got, he has got a great touch. I mean, I'd love to have a mouse that I was so dialed in on. He's just overcooked that slightly, but the idea is to break out this 6 and 9. Now, this 6 is going to go to the rail, depending on how hard he hits this, unless he's just going to try and free it. But he has to get on the 6-ball. That's the other problem. So you would think he'd want to go forward, and he might end up with a long shot in the 6. Or he might end up doing that and come out smelling the roses. That was excellent. So it's looking good Matt to square this match up. What's that you're saying? You until the decorations. Well, it was 12th night today or something. I heard somebody saying in the radio, I think, or was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. Was 12th night, so all the decorations should be coming down anyway. They should all be long gone. Now here's a test on this 9-ball. And, well, yeah, at that pace, I'm surprised that went in there. But look where he's finished in the 10. This is going to be testy. But he's hit it sweet. And we're all square. Right. So we're off and running into rack 3. And a ball has gone in. The 1 and the 3 ball followed in. And, well, it's going to be a long combo or a bank. The bank looks favourite, although the line in the bank doesn't look good now that I look at it. You're going to have to probably cross over that 2 ball to bank it. That's what he's going to do. Or maybe he thinks he can hold it in this line. He needs to hit it. Oh, he's hit it very well. Another excellent shot. Now, a tricky little combo. He's going to bump the 7. And he should be on the 4. But it depending how hard he hits this 4 will come off the rail and back into the table. Well, it's actually died in the rail. Well, thin cut in the 4 shouldn't really be a problem, and the 5 ball's wide open and the 6 ball is there. Now, I'll say this time and time again, and I've said it time and time again over the years, you know what I'm going to say. When you have a table like this and an opportunity like this, and you're maybe not necessarily the favourite for the match, these are the opportunities you've just simply got to put away because you've not got a problem on the table. It's all about cue ball. And I think he might have... you don't want to overthink this because all you have to do is get a decent angle in the 6 to spin that cue ball out, or finish on the top side and play it down into this corner on the left-hand side. $17-15. Well, I suppose it's a bit like that match that Mark Sharp had with Albinario. It's about trying to stay with the other guy. And I suppose that's Rabih's task is to try and just stay in there with Matt. Or put it another way, it might be the shoe might be in the other foot. It might be Matt that's going to be trying to keep up. Certainly the way this is going now, Rabih should be back in the lead. Now, this is a tricky one because, first of all, you really need to decide where you're going. Now, down the right side would be the obvious one, and you just need to get past that right side pocket. And he's got the angle to do it. That's all you need to do. Make sure you're just down past the side pocket and you'll have a decent enough 9-ball and no problem. And that's good enough. That sort of ticks the boxes. And again, nothing to do other than just roll this in. Unless he fancies hitting it harder and going up and down with the cue ball. But he really doesn't need to. He just needs to roll it in. And that'll do it. And now again, just a gentle roll in because you don't want to overhit this and run the cue ball into the other corner pocket. You don't want to do numpty stuff like that. You see where the cue ball was heading? Right into that pocket. So, Rabih with a 2-1 lead. And once this has been broken, and I think it's dry as well, I never heard anything go in. Oh, 7-ball might. Then again, it might not. Right, we'll just tab in to the bracket. And we don't know whether all of these matches have gone ahead yet. That's the other thing. Jose and Billy Big Rigger, nothing seems to be happening. Oh, mind you, that's an hour's time. I've forgotten right off the bat. Happy Dolo and Larry are 1 apiece. Emmett and Shibo are 1 apiece. And Matt and Rabih with a 2-1 lead. There is just the 3 matches. I'm right in thinking that. So they're all going ahead. We must have got a ball. We must have got the 1 ball. Because it is winner breaks, this tournament. So he got the 1 ball. He's got a combo on the 7. Oh, that double kissed the 7. Oh, now I don't know whether he can see enough of the 2 to actually cut this. Yes, he can. And again, he's got to get a hold of the cue ball a wee bit here because this cue ball could get lost in the corner. He's got to be careful because if he doesn't try and control the cue ball that wee bit, and he's digging down just to try and hold the cue ball so he doesn't fall away into the corner. And there you go, the cut shots again. That's the nemesis for all of these players. And Rabih sort of got away with it, although Matt, I think, will have a go at the bank because he's pretty much guaranteed he'll be on the 3. And he's gone wide. And again, the 3 ball this time coming to the rescue. The long combo, of course. Or there's the cut in past the 4 ball, which is even more difficult. And the other problem here with this shot is if he does make the combo, again, he could lose the cue ball and hook himself in the 2. Again, you've got to be wary of that happening. And you see, he's just going to play this sort of plain ball to make the combo, but if he isn't thinking about the cue ball, he could be lost. Oh, he's got a second prize, though. That was never easy. Yeah, there's dozens and dozens of tutorials on YouTube for anybody who is OBS. Dozens of them. Some of them are years old, but you can get more recent ones where they'll talk you through the setup. Any VP4 players in Greenland? Wasn't Vince says there, not that I was aware of. The closest player that we've got to Greenland is Biggs. He's from Iceland. Right, Donald Trump can say what he wants about Greenland, but there is no way that the USA are going to get any part of Greenland. He's talking through a hole in his head, Trump. I mean, there's nothing in Greenland they want other than the minerals and the oil. That's basically what it's all down to. And likewise with Venezuela. That's exactly what that's all about as well. He's probably as bad or worse than bloody Putin when you think about it. Although the way Trump does it, he doesn't have all-out wars. He just sends the troops in, the special forces, and arrests the bloody the leader of the country. I mean, I've always had my doubts about some of these Central or South American countries. They're, you know, full of corruption, drugs and all sorts. Everybody's getting a cut. Now, this 8-ball might go in if he hits the back of this 3. Yeah, he's called it 8. You see, that's using your head. That's exactly what you have to be looking out for. Rabih's obviously trying to hit the 3, but if he hits the back of it, well, he's actually went right round the back of it. But that cue ball, had it hit the rail and bumped to 3, there's very strong odds it would have rolled into that 8. So he made sure he was calling the right ball. So Matt, with ball in hand, will state the obvious, he should be out. Well, both have got in. I'm just going to have a little soft dink back. Now this is the one. Draw up for that 9. Now you pretty much know that when Matt has a wide open table and no problems, and he's got a control of the cue ball, he's going to get himself out 95% of the time. We are all square. After 19 minutes. That one was dry. So Rabih just needs to get a hold of the cue ball. A little bit of draw. Make sure he gets past the 3 and 5. And if he does get past the 3 and 5, the cut angle that he may well have in the 2 would be handy to try and nip either straight across. And again, he's with the spin in the cue ball. Now, did he need to actually do that? I don't think he did. I think that he may well have all had to do was put a bit of right English on it, hit it hard enough so that it checks off the rail to come up for this 2. And they wanted the cue ball about there in that 2 ball. I don't know that he went about it the right way. But that was a nice little dink around the corner there, using the rails just to chip that ball in. Now, Matt, again, I think he might have to get a hold of this to get through the gap. Well, he has done. Gone up country. But everything's wide open now. I need a quick look at this 9 and 10. I think the 9 is fine. Yeah, it's available. So the task is getting from the 8 to the 9, which looks fairly straightforward to me as long as you've got the decent angle on the 8. And if you ended up going down the short side of the 9, you can still take it into the left side pocket. It'll go clean in there, but it's probably unlikely he's going to end up doing that. But you never know. It just depends how he finishes on this 8 ball. So this is another test of the control of the draw. And that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. He's going to nip down the left-hand side again, just past the side pocket. And he could have done with just going a wee bit more. He doesn't want to run into the tent, or if he does, he wants to hit it the right way like that to keep it alive. So, Matt into the lead for the first time, 3 racks to 2. And the 4 gets bumped in. No shot in the 1, or is there enough of the 1 to cut it? No, there isn't. We'll get another update at the end of this rack. We'll have a tab in and see how these other matches are going along. See if anybody's running away with one of them. But we've seen how difficult it is to try and string racks together in this game. And the push out. Now that looks like a dead combo. If the 6 ball wasn't there, then again, maybe not. I think the 5's running away. Aye, it's running away. And Rabih doesn't want anything to do with it. He's giving it back to Matt. Now, is the bank on? I think Matt had a quick look to see if that 5 was going in. Oh, now then, he might have just set it up. I think it's plumb. It's absolutely plumb now. So there's a mistake. He set it up for Rabih. Now, he just needs to gently hit this. He doesn't need to thump it. But will he have a shot in the 1? Because that 8 ball is guarding that pocket. When the 1 ball's died. It's died on the rail. Oh, good evening. Welcome to Tam. Well, we've had sort of rain on and off all day, and it's well, it was still chilly when I came home today, but we're milder than what we have been. There'll be no frost tonight, I don't think. Well, that's some cut shot there. That's a great shot. Well, the other matches are underway. So, as I said, when this rack's finished, we're going to have a quick browse and keep a tab on what's going on. Now, is he drawing back here? Is he running forward? What's he doing with the cue ball? Oh, he's trying to do acrobatics. And that worked. Now, just watch the knuckle. Don't get too close to the rail too soon. That's the rule of thumb here. Oh, did you have snow up your way, Tam? Did you have any snow on the ground? We've not so much as a flake, and it was never expected anyway, because any time it's a north wind, we're fine down here. We're blue skies and sunshine and frost. Which I'm quite pleased about, because it means that I can get to work. I always worry if we have any flakes of snow down here early in the morning. I know that when I get onto the motorway and I head up over that Fenwick Moor Road and the motorway, I know there's going to be problems then. But I've had that once where I had to drive through a whiteout to get to work, and it's very disorientating. Even on a motorway, it's disorientating. You're trying to look at where the bloody signs are to get an idea where you're going, even though you're going in a straight line pretty much. I do not like it. But you know, that doesn't happen that often at all. Now, I was reading the chat there, so I missed what Rabih did there, and obviously he missed. Matt's back in, and a chance to open up the gap. Oh, he's just landed absolutely sweet on that 9-ball. He couldn't have been any more perfect. Right, we'll watch the break, and then we'll have a dive in. And right. So Emmett and Shibo. Emmett's opened up a 2-rack gap, and Larry has opened up the gap as well. He's 3-1 in front. Well, there was a third match. What the hell was the other one? Why can't I see the other match? Or have I just gone past it? I hate this bracket. I've said that 100 times. I just hate it. Yeah, Larry in front. Emmett and Shibo. Am I getting confused? Did one of the other matches not go ahead on that schedule? I've totally forgotten now. Anyway. Oh, run out, Rob says it's 80 degrees, just to rub it in. Well, if we're really lucky up here in Scotland, we might see an 80 degrees in July or August, but that's a long way away. And even then, it'll be one day we'll get it, and we won't want any more of it. Well, it's certainly not 80 degrees all over the US. I think they're snowed in quite a big chunk of where Larry hangs out. I think there's been lots of winter storms and big dumps of snow, and probably lake effect snow as well. All of that sort of stuff going on, but they're used to it. Must be great to get up in the morning and there's 4 foot of snow falling overnight, and then you've got to get to work. Oh, aye, the third match is the one that we're in. I forgot about that. It is 6:30 and I'm getting a bit tired. Well, this is a delicate little dink. But he's got to get the pace in this to get it moving across, and he's got to think about the cue ball. What you don't want to do is do all the hard work and then scratch in this corner. Now, I managed to fix my camera because when I had that, he hasn't hit it. He might be getting second prize, though. Wisely played. Did he play the pot? He certainly is. You know, he's a diamond short of the pocket. He may well have played safe. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. There's no such thing as snow chains in Scotland. Well, there is up north. The snow ploughs will have the snow chains on in the really bad weather. And I think most of them up north in Scotland drive 4x4s anyway, simply because of where they stay. Well, Rabih is on the 6 ball, but this is very tight past the 9. Oh, I think he's actually nailed that. That was perfect again. Now, he's got a bit more angle, really, than he would like. this is why he has to then control the cue ball better off this angle. You always want an angle, but you just don't want too much, because then it means that you've just got a wee bit more control to do with this shot. And if you get into it too much, you might scratch the side. And again, he's played it well, controlled it well, the pace is good. The cut angle's not as bad as so much to sort of have you in doubt. Well, I mean, how many folk in Scotland are going to change their tyres when there's like an inch of snow in the road? Nobody. And I certainly don't have any winter tyres. I just hope the gritter's been out. So this is a shot. Don't scratch in the top left-hand corner. And he's avoided that. And again, he's perfect. His control is pretty good, Rabih. And he's staying in touch. And we could end up getting some fairly close matches in this tournament. Oh, well, I bet he panicked there. I think a little bit of pee just leaked out there. But it went in. Welcome to Spud Boy. Did you watch the tutorial? You must be a bit wiser now. So, yet another dry break. Now, can he see any of the one ball? And again, the answer is no. Oh, when I had that bug where it blacks out on the room, it reset my camera, but I managed to put it back in. It's not perfect, but it's back working. Well, that's nasty. Well, the biggest mistake that Rabih's going to do here is breaking out that two ball. If he starts banging at this, he could free that two ball up. And he has done. Well, he's made it a wee bit freer than what it was. But having said that, though, he's got a good hit. He's hit a rail, and he's left mat nothing. So it's all turned out good. So Matt with the missed call. And this, again, look at this table. Every ball has a pocket. So this is a test for Rabih to try and square this match. Now, when he pots this 3 and he's potting the 4, he could just dink around the corner here and come out, but he has to go far enough to see the 5. Now he's drawn the cue ball for some unknown reason. I don't know why. He had no need to do that either. So there's been a couple of instances where I think Rabih's just making the wrong type of shot choice. He didn't need to draw that cue ball. He was always going to be blocked by the 6 doing that. So I don't know whatever come over him to try and do that. He should have just left the cue ball up where he was, and now he's scratched off the back of the 4. So that is the perfect example. But again, I'm talking about a player of Rabih's level against Matt, who is the stronger player, probably technically more than anything else. And when you have that wide open table and you suddenly put yourself into a spot which is self-inflicted, it makes it even worse for you, because you're probably now giving up the rack because of it. Now, that's the type of mistake that you simply have to cut out. A bad choice of shot, and he's going to pay the price for it. And Rabih's going to find himself back to square one, 2 behind. But he's got nobody to blame but himself there. Now that by Rabih is what I call unnecessary movement of the cue ball. He didn't need to do it. What possessed him to do it, I don't know. If you asked him the question, he said, well, you know, he's going to tell you, well, I plan to go over there. But why he didn't see the obvious? The obvious is that unless you get really good with the cue ball, you're going to be hooked by the 6. And he walked into his own trap doing that. And it's costly. And Matt's also had the ball in the break. It's not quite as cut and dry, though. We have a 5-9 combo up in the top rail that looks fairly plumb, even not looking at it from that end of the table. But the other major issue is the 6 ball. Well, that 5 and 9, there is no way you're missing that. As long as you get down on it, you're not missing it. But you have to be doing something to just nip in the back of that 6 if you can, or get a nudge. Now, he's a bit too close to the rail for comfort, but he could hit this and take a risk at trying to nudge this 6 and 10 ball here and hoping he's still going to have some sort of shot in the 5. Sometimes you have to take that risk. Well, he hasn't, but he's got the angle in the 5 now. I mean, that 6 ball, if you were there, you can maybe get away with a cut shot. He's got the angle to cut this 6 ball. If he gets too much English on this and he's trying it, he might go inside the back of the 6. He's got a wee bit on it. He's a little brush. I think well, there was a possibility of the bank, but he had an easier safety shot. And that was the wisest move to make there. Well, I think if you're Rabih, you're hoping this is going to go in, because unless you get a really good roll of the ball, you're going 3 behind. Watch that side pocket knuckle. Well, he got the hit, and he's come out pretty good. He'll be happy with that. That 6 ball's married to the rail. But of course, Matt can just push this past the side pocket and use the 7 ball as the blocker. Oh, he just got there and no more. Yeah, it's perfectly safe. Unless Rabih has a go at the bank. but that looks fairly tight to get the cue ball out of the way to let the 6 ball do its thing. I don't think it's on. But then again, what do I know? He's just going to roll dead onto it. We'll have another update after this rack. Those other 2 matches, there was a couple of racks in it for each player. They'd opened up a little lead. Larry had a 3-1 lead when we last checked. And Matt is looking fairly strong odds. It's going to be 6-3. And unless Rabih gets a response here, there is just that ominous threat for him that Matt could be getting away too soon here. So we'll see the break and we'll have a quick tab out. And don't forget, we also still have that match with Jose and Billy Big Rigger, which starts in about 15 minutes' time, provided Billy Big Rigger shows up. And yet another dry break. So let's see what's happening here. Well, that's our match. And it's the same score in the match with Emmett and Shibo. Now, Shibo, I think, won a 10-ball title at some point. Or was it 10-ball? I might be confused. But he's got work to do. He's 3 behind against Emmett. And then further on up, we've got Larry, who's also 3 in front against Happy Dolo. So there is daylight in every match here. So there's players with work to do to get back into their matches. And Rabih gets the pot, but doesn't get the shot. Now, you can hit this with a bit of bottom in this 4 ball and draw it back up the table and leave the 4 ball there. Easy enough shot. See, he's just tapping to it. What you really want to be doing is getting distance, because Matt's got an angle here where he can try and get up behind that 10 ball if he wants to. Is he maybe too close? No, he isn't. He can. I don't know whether he can get up behind the 10 ball because the angle's too much, I think. Now, Rabih, when he was up against that 4 ball, if you're up against the 4 ball like that, where it's on the rail, if you just put bottom in the cue ball and you tap into it, you'll get the double kiss that will leave the 4 ball there and send you up the table. And I think Rabih should have had the objective of getting distance. Distance is far better than anything, especially if you don't have if you haven't got cover behind a ball. It's still better to have distance between the cue ball and the object ball for your opponent. And now Rabih ball in the bank, and that's just straightened up. Now he needs a roll of the ball past this pocket. Well, it's cuttable. Cue ball's obviously going to take a big chunk off the 9. And Matt could try bumping the 4 ball around the 3 rails and try and leaving the cue ball there. That's a bit touchy. No, not Sharky. And the cue ball's gone. Well, Rabih, here's a chance. Yeah, Sharky 9 won a World Snooker Championship. I know that, but I'm sure Shibo won something. I can't remember what it was. Or maybe he got to a final, I don't know. are you just streaming the match? Are you just streaming it, or have you got your have you got your own commentary booth built? Well, I think Rabih is certainly going to have to make this. And, I mean, he's looking and looking and looking. To me, this is half ball in the 8 ball and it's going in. He's overcutting this with my eyes. Is he? He looks as if he's overcutting this slightly. I could be wrong. It could be just a bit deceptive. He's actually tried to squeeze the 7 ball in the back of the 8. I would have thought the actual combo was easier, but he's got away with it. How can he? I'm sure he can go forward to get out of there. He needs to just dink this and get the cue ball out of there. He needs to run away from this 8 ball. Well, he's gone the other way, and he's not going to get any joy, I don't think, unless it spins out. I don't know that that's spun out enough. Oh, yes, it has. It certainly has. Well, post a link for your channel, Spud Boy. Oh dear. Would you believe it? And this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. He's certainly annoyed at that. The old semi-pro wiggle. Well, you call the 9 ball in the top pocket and you give it a bang and you hope you get a roll if you don't pot it. That's all you do. You just amp it up, give it a good smack, call that pocket and get your fingers crossed. Well, that'll do it. That's what you want. But you might not be getting too many more of them, Rabih. You need to be finding your way out rather than relying on the roll of the ball. Matt gets the hit. And here's the perfect example of the testy cut shot in this 9 ball. It looks simple enough. I mean, what you've got to think about is the centre of the pocket's always the centre of the pocket. So as long as you get the line right on the hit, the ball still should go in. I think it's a psychological thing, some of these cut shots. And Rabih breathes a sigh of relief. He's back to 2. Oh, is that you done with your test, Spud Boy? Oh, we're disappointed. Well, Rabih's got a good break, but no ball. And Matt calls the bank. He's actually just playing a safety. Or is he? No, he's got the bank. I thought he was just ducking for cover there. I didn't realise the 2 ball was up there. I was too busy looking at the chat again. Well, there's nothing more annoying than your opponent showing you how to get out. Because Matt's now got the wide open table and he might be hampered by this 8 ball though. Yes, he's going to be hampered. And the problem with that is you can't get into the cue ball. This is... Oh, he's fine. He had enough angle just to drop behind the 4. But this is where the classier player should find his way out. Now, 5 ball and then 6 ball as a cut into the side could be the only stumbling block here. Well, the good news is Spud Boy managed to get his OBS working, so it wasn't that difficult. And talking about difficult, there's how you can get yourself into trouble. So Matt was supposed to be setting the example here. Has he still got a cut in the side? Oh no, he could see the 6. I thought he couldn't see it. I thought he was hooked. My eyes are so bloody bad. Well, Billy Big Rigger is in the building, so as long as Jose shows up, and they've got about 7 or 8 minutes for their match to be underway. But Matt's going to open that gap again. And now the big task and the big question of Rabih is, are you going to be good enough to just stay in touch and not let this get away from you? So, 2 occasions so far where, again, this is purely in my opinion, everybody else can disagree, but there's been 2 shots where Rabih's played the wrong shot. It's all about keeping things simple, and on the 2 occasions where he's played the wrong shot, I think he's ended up losing the racks because of it. And meanwhile, Matt has managed to scratch off the break. Rabih's task here is going to be hindered by the 7 and the 10 ball. So he has to have a plan in his head as to how he's going to get there, or he's just going to play a safety when he gets there. That might be the wiser choice rather than trying to do something really crazy. See, the problem would be that you could cut that 3 ball and bump into the 7 and 10 and free it up, but you're going to be no good in the 4 ball because the 4 ball's on the rail. This is going to be ugly. Oh dear. And look at all the room he had in the table to have a sight in that 4 ball, and he overhits it by 2 feet and he ends up hooking himself. And that's the fine margins for the players that have got the better control and pace judgment to them that are just falling short of the mark. Time for another update at the end of this rack. Well, again, you don't want to do anything where you're banging the 4 and breaking up that 7 and 10. Now he's given Matt ball in hand. Now Matt has to get something good in the 5 because that's a shot where he's going to take the risk to break the 7 and the 9, the 10, and still have a cut on this 6 ball. Yeah, he's come back to leave the angle and he's laying on it that the odds are he's going to have a shot in this 6 ball when he bumps this 10 and 7. And he has done, and he has got a shot. And now there is danger for Rabih if there wasn't already, because it's very strong odds he's going to be 4 behind. Loads of right English, in fact. Too much right English there. He's gone to the rail. And again, the angle he's got is too much for comfort. So now he has to play a really good controlled shot here. And, of course, the cut has caught him out. He has missed the 8 ball, and this is an even touchier shot for Rabih. He's got to just judge the pace, and this 8 ball's right in the pocket. This is no guarantee he's going to be good in the 9 unless he just bides his time and plays it into the side. Don't try and do too much. That's my advice. Just bump the ball, check it up and come out. And he's trying to get up top in the 9, and he's gone to that angle you don't really want. You know, it's just going to be a test of nerves. He didn't have to do that. He could have just dinked that into the side pocket. Now he needs to get the run in the cue ball. That's as good as he's going to get, but it has to go. And in it goes. Right, we'll see the break. He's back to within... What is he back to within 2? So a big swing there when you think about it. He could have been 4 behind, but he's gone it back to 2. And I don't think anything's gone, has it? I think it's dry. And I think the 1 ball goes past the 10. Yes, it does. Right, quick tab. And we'll go from our match at the bottom. And if we look at the match with Emmett and Shibo, Emmett has built up a big lead here. He's 9-3 in front. Now, I wonder if Shibu realised that it's tight pockets. Well, he's found out it is. Because Shibu, you know, he's got one way of playing, and that's just going for everything. And he's probably made a pile of mistakes. But Emmett's been good enough to get in. He's now 10-3 in front. Well, Shibu's dead and buried if he doesn't get his act together. And Happy, Dolo and Larry. What's that? Is Larry 6-2 in front or 8-2 in front? He's 8-2 in front. So Larry is running away with that one. What time is it? And that other match with Jose and Billy Big Rigger, which is right there, should just be starting in a minute or 2, provided Jose's turned up. In fact, I think he's maybe still been in the lobby. And meanwhile, Matt's going to redress the balance here. Now, he's got the angle just to check this a wee bit if he wants to just come down the same side of the 9 ball and up past the side pocket. That's perfect. So the lead goes back to 3. A ball has gone in, and a shot on the 1. 2 is available, 3 is available, 4 right in the middle of the table, as is the 5, so is the 6. And the 7 ball, you've just got to get good for that cut in the 7. The problem with that is you may well have to run up and down the table to get back on the 8 ball. What has he got there? He hasn't got there. Well, there's a mistake. If he falls short, he's on the 2. If he goes a bit further, he's on the 2. But he's hooked himself. And if anything, he's made the 7 ball a bit more awkward. Yes, the 2 ball cuts up the table. And the cue ball's going to be held by the 10. Well, he's calling the combo in the 3. Well, I don't know whether I'd be more inclined to have a go at the cut and hold the cue ball with the 10 ball. Play that 2 into the top corner pocket. Now he needs to get lucky. And he hasn't. Again, a delicate cut down this rail. Not going to hold the line. No, it isn't. You see how difficult it is just judging. You don't want to go too close to the rail because of the side pocket, but if you overdo it like that, it's more inclined to catch that knuckle and stay out on these tight pockets. This needs to bounce hard. It needs to go. And again, well, he could try marrying up with a 5 ball here, but you've got to get the touch right. And of course, the one advantage for Rabih here is that Matt doesn't have a jump cue. He won't be hitting this hard. He'll just be trying to roll down and hit it and just leave it more or less where it is. Because he'll get, he'll be perfectly safe as far as that goes. And that's worked out nice, although again, he should be in trouble. Larry, not Larry, why did I say Larry there? Rabih's looking for distance here. You've got to watch the scratch again, though. And got to get the distance. And a little bounce would help as well, although he hasn't got the cover. Now, Matt will probably just roll right onto this fort. He doesn't have an awful lot of options available to him. Playing for the double kiss. Now there's a chance. Now you've got to spin this cue ball behind that 10. And if you get the touch right and you don't scratch, he hasn't hit it. And clearly he couldn't get away from behind the 10. Maybe he should have had a closer look at that shot before he committed there. Maybe if he had put a bit more spin on it, he could have got away. And maybe not. Now, Rabih, he'll have a go at kicking this, and I would expect he's got very good odds that he could kick this in. But he's not having a go. Well, the cut is on, certainly. The 7 ball might come to Rabih's rescue here. I don't think Matt's interested. I think he's looking at maybe holding this cue ball and trying to nip back behind. Now, is he going for the cut? Yes, he is. So, 6 ball to the 7. If he leaves a nice angle in the 6 ball, he can run the cue ball 3 rails. Well, he won't be doing that because he's made a complete hash of that and got away with it. Look at what he's ended up here. I'll say get away with it. He's left a dodgy cut. It's still a testy cut here for Rabih. But this has to go. And the other problem, of course, is can he hit this soft enough? Which he has done. And now he should be home and dry. But I'd much rather get out into the table for this. Well, again, putting that spin in the cue ball, that you see how that 6 ball sort of wiped its feet. You're just sending the object ball a wee bit more offline when you're putting English in the cue ball. And there's always that squeaky bum moment when you see it rattling. Now he's almost overdone that. I think he's overdone it. He has overdone it. You can't believe it. I mean, everything was so simple, and the touch was far too heavy. I mean, he could try and just juice this a wee bit with right English and try and cheat the pocket with the right weight for it to go in. Does he think he can get there? I think the only way he'll get there is with a bit of right English, and he's not doing it at the moment. He is now. And that's very well done. The problem, of course, is the check in the cue ball kills it in the rail. And now, well, we missed where he called it, but I think he's cutting it down into this bottom right-hand corner. And this is a must for him to stay in touch. But this is about tournament play. You've got to hold your nerve, and he's held his nerve and it's gone in. That was well done. And now he could do with a little stomach settler, get a good break, get a ball, and at least have some sort of shot on. And 3 ball is going in. And another one has gone in. The 2 and 3's gone, and he's sitting plumb in the 1. Now this is a rack with a table like this where you must get out. And the first problem is getting down to the 4. And he was a bit too straight, so this time he's played the common sense shot. He's just played the big stun, used the angle that he had to get down onto the 4. And now he just needs to go forward and back into the table for this 5. Needs to get away from the 7. How's the shot going to look like? Well, he's fine. So this is another test of judgment, because you need the pace to cut the 5, and you've got to have the cue ball on that 6. And if you overdo it, you're hooking yourself behind the 7. If you overdo it, you're hooking yourself behind the 7. He's fine. He's got enough of the 6 ball. Just enough and no more. But that cut angle has been his undoing. And that's a big chance gone there for Rabih. And again, it's going to be pain. And that's a very good chance gone there for Rabih. These all add up at the end of the day. He's now back to 3 behind. The break, I think, is dry. And we'll have a quick tab and see how things are doing. See if the Jose match has started. And Jose is 1-0 up against Billy Big Rigger. And Happy Dolo, well, Larry is running away with it. He's now 10-2 in front. And where else are we? And likewise for Emmett against Shibo. Emmett with a 10-rack lead, 13-3. So all of these matches, this is the one where Rabih's just still in touch and no more. The other ones are pretty much over. I think you'd have to say that. It's only a matter of time. I don't know whether that too goes past 8. No, oh, it does go. It just goes. But, well, maybe it didn't go comfortably. I thought it went. But Matt hasn't hit it to a rail. So ball in hand for Rabih. There's a mistake from Matt. Well, there's a problem in the not too distant future here for Rabih, where the 4-ball's sitting. Now, he's got a bit of a cut in this 3-ball, and if he plays the draw shot, he's got to play this with a bit of bottom in English to try and spin it in towards the 10 and the 7 to have a shot in this 4. He's overhit this, but he's had a bump in the 7. I don't think it's helped him a great deal other than killing the pace in the cue ball, because I don't think he can get to the 4. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, cue ball. Well, Matt can play the cut. He could play a billiard onto the 5 and still leave the 4-ball. I think he's having a look at that, because the 4-ball's pretty much going to be there for potting in the other corner. No, he has played the cut. Oh, now, again, he's going to be hampered. And look where the 6-ball is. The 6-ball's way up country in the long grass. And he's going to have to work this well to get the cue ball out. Oh, the 9-ball. The 9-ball. I think he's just... Is he just on it for the cut? Yes, he is. Well, now he's got another testy 7. 10-ball hanging over the pocket. Now, this is something that I forgot about. You know, Matt's knocked the 10-ball in, but Matt should realise the 10-ball's going to come up. And he's hooked himself, has he? Yes, he has. Maybe, I presume Matt was aware of that the new 10-ball rules mean the 10-ball has to be last ball to go in. So if you combo it earlier on in the rack, you're not winning the rack. You're just putting the 10-ball back in the spot, and that's given Rabih a chance. And this has got to go, Rabih. He's a bit straight in the 7-ball, which is the main concern. So it's all about judgment of pace off this rail to get the cue ball right out on the right side. You've got to thump this. He's not thumped it enough. And now he's either got a dodgy cut back, the 10-ball will hold him for a shot on the 9, or he could play the bank. And neither of them are gimme. In fact, to me, the bank looks easier, to be honest with you. But anyway, he's played the cut and he's inside the 9. And he's got another even dodgier cut the other way. He won't scratch off this. You just have to pot this plain ball. You're not going to scratch if he's going to go across table. But he looks as if he's cutting it the other way. And I'm not sure what he's doing yet, and I don't think he is. I think he's decided he's going to cut it to the near pocket. And this cue ball again. has got to run and get into the table for this 10. Well, that'll do as a bump. He'll be happy with that. That brings him back to within 2. So he's not out the game yet. 1 ball has gone in. The break looks good. The problem is the usual. He's not got a shot. And I think the other problem is that he can certainly see the edge of the 2. But can he see the edge and get it soft and thin enough to get away from the 5 and miss the 5? And I think he's decided he's not taking that risk. He's going to play a push. Now, I don't know. Well, why is he going up the right side of the table? I mean, to me, if he plays here, he can be hooked behind the 5. The one way of stopping that happening is to nail the cue ball to the rail, because then it's trickier for Matt to try and hide behind the 5. Well, he's going to get put back in, isn't he? He hasn't hit it hard enough. He was trying to leave an edge of it, and he's going to get this back. And now he's in trouble. So the push out was the right idea. The execution again wasn't good enough. And he's backed himself into a corner and given Matt ball in hand. 3 balls fine. And they're all there for the taking again. So just as Rabih gets one, it's like 1 step forward, 1 step back. He's just going to probably end up 3 behind again, unless there's an unforced error. Again, the pace, just let that go in. Any harder, it would have stayed up. Now the cue ball's going to be running loose big time here. This is a thin cut, this 5. Trying to hold off the pace, and again the control is excellent. Kept the cue ball off the rail, got a fairly straight in 6 ball. And that's always to your advantage. If you're playing VP4 and you're relying, or well, what I'm trying to say is your reliability in your mouse is so good, and you're so comfortable with it, you can play all those little touchy shots. You know, the type of touchy shots that you can't play with a trackball mouse. And Matt's very good at that. Well, now Matt moves on to double figures. The lead is 3. And we'll see the break and have another update. Oh, the cue ball. Was that the cue ball or not? It was a 9 ball that got knocked in, I think. And I don't think there's a shot in the 1. So, let's have another update here. Where are we? How far do we need to go? Right, Jose has, I think that's a 3-1 lead at the moment against Billy Big Rigger. We've got Larry, who I think has won about, it looks as if he's won about 8 racks in a row. He's now 12-2 in front. got a huge lead. So that, again, is just going to be a matter of time. And further down, we have Emmett and Shibo. Emmett is edging closer to that finish line. That looks like the first result that's going to come through at the moment. He's 14.5 in front against Shibo. And, of course, 10.7 to Matt. And a bump in the 4. And I think he's done for. So now it's a little touchy dink in the 2 and try and nip behind that 4 and 3. No. Decided just to use the 8 ball as cover, as a blocker. I thought he would have been... See, the thing is, to me, it's far better to not give your opponent a sight in the ball than it is to actually give him a sight on it like that, even though he's not really got a pot on. I think it would have been wiser to try and nip in behind the 3 and 4. It didn't look difficult. And Rabih called the combo, but he's got away with it. Now, again, there's a chance to nip behind the 7 here. Again, it's a touchy shot. But Matt's got good enough touch that that's where he should be trying to get to. And the end result is as expected. Very well done. It's not a difficult hit in the 2, of course. This time, Rabih gets no joy. He gets the hit. But Matt now with a shot. And now, is it too straight, this 2 ball? He's got a... Well, it's pretty straight to try and get stunned across to this 3. I think he's... Yeah, he's far too straight. He's going for the VP4 escape route. The big draw, missed the 10 ball, which he has done. And that's perfect. He might catch some of the 4, but he'll be catching it on the right side. He'll finish left side for the 4 into the other pocket. Well, again, he's gone that bit too straight on the 4, so he's going to have to nip this. And again, bottom and right English punches the cue ball out to the left. Now, this is, again, just a wee bit tricky. Got to get it around the back of the 7, get the pace right so you've got a comfortable enough shot on it. He would have wanted to get higher up, so now it's a thin cut. Could have played the bank as well, though. And again, he's left himself short. Well, this is one way to test your cut shots. Keep giving yourself them, but he's nailed that centre pocket. And I think it would be safe to say that Matt's got his eye in now. And the lead is now 4. I'll have a quick drink. Oh, he's trying to get really nasty there. Maybe it was just too tight. But Matt should be in trouble here. That's too heavy, unless it stays behind the 10. Well, the 1 ball's kept travelling, so he's okay. But once again, not a difficult hit. And Well, it would ask a lot for this one ball to squeeze in behind the 5 to get kicked in, but he's called the 5 just in case. Oh, yes, we can give him the 1 into the side pocket. He's got to go forward and across for the 2 into the other corner pocket, I would think. He's got enough angle to do it. He's got to get the pace in the cue ball to go to the rail and come back across. He doesn't want to be interfering with this 8 ball, with this cue ball, if he does come back across. Well, maybe he didn't have enough angle. But at least he can still see the 2. Not that he's going to do a great deal with it, I don't think. Well, just as well it hit that, was it the 8 ball that it hit? Because that cue ball was travelling around the table. It would have finished up top side and Matt would have had a sight on it. But what has to be said here is that all of these balls do have a pocket. Oh, what a shot. Look at that for a shot, folks. What a shot. Absolute classic shot there. Did he call it, though? Yes, he did. I'm assuming he did. I wasn't paying any attention. Hasn't come out great in the 3, and he's overcut it this time. But he's got second prize. Interesting that there is no response from the viewers on that shot by Matt there. Nobody was impressed at all to actually type a comment. A bloody great shot. I mean, Massey shots like that, they'll either work or they'll be nowhere near it. But he could not have hit that any more perfect than he did. I was impressed. I don't think Rabih's going to be by the end of this visit, though, because Matt is... he can see the finishing line. And he might be 5 in front by the end of this. Well, I've now finished work for the next 2 days. I've got tomorrow and Thursday off, and there may well be matches appear on the schedule. And then by the time I get to Saturday, well, there you go. There's a surprise. Has he got away with it, though? Yes, he has. By Saturday, that will be my last shift, and then I'm off for a week, thank goodness. Trying to recover from Christmas and New Year. And needless to say, I won't be doing much. I'll probably install a big map combo for ETS2. I'll need to buy the new DLC, though, because I haven't got it yet. The new Nordic Horizons map is now available for Euro Truck. So I need to get that installed, or the map combos don't work. Well, Matt gets the hit. Now this time, Rabih has his chance. You guys have got no idea how long it takes to install these map combos. I was looking at one of the map combos yesterday, and to make the combo, it takes 184 files. So that's 184 separate downloads for all the different maps. And then you have the load order on the video that you're watching. It tells you how to load them. But to actually download those files and sort them out, it always takes me about between 2 and 4 hours to get the thing up and running. And it's just having the patience to do it. But at the end of it, what you get is a huge map combo and tens of thousands of miles to drive on. I don't know why I'm talking about Euro Truck, because I haven't played it for a couple of months. But there's lots of DLC coming out for it over the coming months, including the bus DLC. They're adding buses to Euro Truck. But buses have been in Euro Truck for years because the modders have put them in. And I've done plenty of bus driving on it. So Rabih, 3 behind. And Matt, again, trying to rectify the situation. Knocks the 3 in as well. And gets himself a slight angle in the 2. So he can get out for the 4. 5 ball hanging over the pocket. It's going to be a 6-8 combo. Which looks pretty good. And where the 5 ball is, he should be getting himself reasonably good on this 6-8. He's having a quick look at it. And that's good enough. That's a perfect line. And it's all just about the pace. You just give this the right pace. It's got to go in. The line is perfect. Well, you see, he's trying to keep the cue ball and the 6 ball alive, and it's all gone wrong. He's hit that far too hard. I don't know why he decided to hit that so hard. Why didn't he just play it pocket weight? And he would have kept the 6 ball there or thereabouts. Looking for a thin edge. He's got it too thick. And he's brought the 6 into play. And it's again a testy cut at this distance for Rabih, but you feel now this has got to go. Rabih's got to take full advantage of these opportunities now to try and just reel Matt in. And the 6 ball died a death. And in its last breath, it finally fell into the pocket. Look at that. In it goes. And again, a dodgy test on the 7. These are all testy. I don't care what anybody says, they are. And cue ball is going to stay alive. That 5 ball is off the rail. Now, you've just got to follow through here and play the 10 into the side. You don't need to do anything elaborate. You're just rolling through, and the further the better. That's all you do. Just let the cue ball run out. And that'll do. That's fine. That's exactly where you want to be. A dead straight line. And just hit this 10 ball to the far knuckle. And it'll drop. He's not out of this yet, right? He just needs a rack to work in his favour on the break. And nothing's happened so far. Where's the cue ball going? In fact, where's John Virgo?
Where's the cue ball going?
There he is. Well, poor Rabih can't get anything going for himself in the break. But the one good thing is he didn't leave anything on. And Matt's tied the 5 and 7 up. now. He can, even if the one ball bumps into the 8, he can try and nip in behind this 5 and 7 here. If he plays this right, well, this is going to be trouble for him, I think, because he had to, as far as I'm concerned, even though the 8 ball was there and the 1 ball may well have ran into it, if he'd played it right, he could have tried and nipped in behind that 7. And there you go. The end result is he's got himself in trouble. Matt's put him behind the 8. And I think Rabih had to be a wee bit more adventurous there with his safety. In that, there wasn't a lot of room behind the 7, but there was a target to get to, and he wasn't interested. But that's a shot I would have played. Well, that was close, but no cigar there. A great effort. Well, Matt now has his own problem to deal with because he's the one that tied the 5 and 7 up. Now, is he going to try and bump something here and still be on the 4? Yes, he is. That's what he was trying, and he's scratched. Now, Rabih, can he draw off the 4? In fact, can he get to that 5? Well, he's got to... why? I don't know what to do here. Would he be playing the draw onto this to get a bump? Yes, and it's worked out nice. It's worked out perfect. And now he has to deliver. Now, this is a great chance to get back within 1. It is a very, very good opportunity, and he has got to put this away. But he's got to, at the same time, hold his nerve, because I'm sure the nerves are jangling a wee bit. And he doesn't want to overcook it. He's still okay. Now, he's got to watch. Now, you either get really adventurous and check this up to come below the 8 ball. If you're going to get into it to come across for this side, you're going to scratch. You've got to be aware of that. So he's got to make his mind up. The safest shot is what he's doing, dinking in behind it. But he's bottled out. He's bottled out. He's not hit it. He had right English on it, and all he's done is killed the cue ball, and he hasn't went through with a stroke. And that's what I said about nerves. You know, when the nerves start jangling, you're not going through in the stroke there. And this is going to be a great opportunity missed if he can't bury this 8 ball. And these are really, really costly and annoying when you do self-inflicted damage. You should have been right on that 8 ball. Let alone get the 8 ball. What's he going to have in the 9? Oh, if he hadn't bumped that 8 ball, the 8 ball would have been on the rail, top end of the table. And Matt's still got work to do, though. But it's right in the heart of the pocket. And this is how you make it hurt for your opponent, because Rabih knows that that's a huge fail. He could have been back within 1. And that's the wrong time for that to happen. But it's a typical thing for, you know, players around Rabih's level, where you're not quite getting the mark. You're just that wee bit lacking somewhere in your game. And to me, that shot that he played there to get to the 8 was nerves. He didn't go through with a stroke. And of course, the other thing is he knows people are watching him also. You've got to add that factor into it. But you don't want to be at the end of the match counting up all of these unforced errors that you've done, because when you start counting up the possible racks that you could have got from them, it could have been neck and neck right now. So instead of being just one behind, there's a possibility, sorry, not one behind, two behind. Now it's a big ask for Rabih. Again, he's got a table where you're thinking you should be out. The scary part is the 10 ball's not sitting great at all. It's off the rail. And, well, you really want to be playing the 10 ball from this side to get it into this pocket. You don't want to be playing it up the rail. That's if you get that far. Good evening to Brainfill Out. Well, I think all the other matches that are on at the moment are pretty much dead and buried unless there's a miracle turnaround going to happen. But this one here, Rabih's been knocking on the door for most of the match to try and hang in. He's had some good opportunities to get right back onto Matt's tail, and he's fallen short on too many occasions. Now he's got another table where the test is how he plays this 10 ball. And really, I mean, where the 8 ball is actually good, the 8 ball is good to roll it in and get behind the 10 ball, but play it up to the other pocket. But I wouldn't want to do that. I'd be too scared of that side pocket. I would not want to be sort of here trying to cut a 10 ball up that rail. I would want to be where the cue ball is now. But then again, looking at where that is, you've got to be really dead straight on it, because you're knocking on the door of scratching. And this, I didn't know that was just so close to the pocket. And why did I say where the 8 ball is? I forgot about the 9 as well. I'm forgetting about the 9. Well, this is a big rack. I mean, it's a chance to get to double figures, which makes the scoreboard look that bit better. And this is where he didn't want to be. This is exactly where he didn't want to be. This is got to scratch. The 10 ball's covering the knuckle. The cue ball's got to scratch. Now, did they call the other corner? This could end up in disaster. Yeah, he's played the corner pocket. And it's not come out good. And it's another, whatever way you look at it, it's another rack gone with the table being there. And if the cue ball had been moved better, he would have been out. And that's just where Rabih's fallen short on, you know, just too many occasions. The Matt now moves on to a 4-rack lead, 13-9. The break is dry. We're going to do a quick tab for an update, because we're probably getting to the end of some of these matches. Larry looks as if he's going to be first over the line, because he's got is it a 16-3 lead? Larry's been winning rack after rack. If we look at Jose is, I think, 7-3 up. So he's building up a lead. And that match with Emmett and Shibo, Emmett's also on the hill. He's 16-9 in front. Shibo's got a few racks back, but I think these results will be popping through any second now. In fact, speak of the devil, Larry has gone through comfortably, 17 racks to 3. So well done to him. And well done to Hapadolo for showing up. I mean, I don't care what the result is, but at least the guy showed up and played his match. He was never going to be favourite to win. But I've got a far lot more respect for people that actually show up and play their matches, no matter how good or bad they are. What I don't have respect for is what Chiku did today. I mean, Chiku and Acero, a huge time difference in where both of them live. Chiku over in Chile, Acero in Japan. And at midday, it was about 8 o'clock at night in Tokyo. And it was 6 a.m. in the morning in Chile, pretty much. And if Chiku couldn't show up, he never even bothered to send a message to his opponent to say he wasn't going to be there. He just didn't show. And there's that second result through. And Emmett has gone through comfortably also against Shibo by 17 racks to 9. And meanwhile, Rabih trying his heart out here to get to these double figures and just keep hanging in there. I'm pretty certain the 7-ball goes comfortably past the 10, which it does. There's no problems in the table. It's all about cue ball. Nothing else. It's simply cue ball. And of course, the big test, and it all looks simple, getting from the 9 to the 10, but it's a lot more difficult than it looks. Now he has to be thinking about where he's ending up on this 9-ball. Now, looking at the 7, if you play the 7 and you roll through, right, you can end up on the sort of inside of the 9 and run it in and run up the rail and down for the 10. He's gone inside too far and he's too close to the rail for comfort here. This is not where you wanted to be. You wanted to be higher up the table. You had to run that cue ball a bit there. You had to tweak it around the corner to get it out. And rather than do that, he just sort of, again, didn't really play the shot he should have played. And at worst here, he's going to have a long, long cut in the 10. And it's going to be a long cut in the 10. And this is a test of the nerves again. Just what you don't want. But this is what tournament play is all about. You know, having the bottle to play the shot and go for it. And above all, deliver. And that's, oh, goodness me, he's done twice now. I can't remember what ball it was earlier on, but that one as well. Dying a death over the pocket and finally dropped. And Rabih gets to double figures. He's still 3 behind. And would you believe it, he's had a break and a ball and he's actually got a shot. The 2 balls gone in. He's on the 1, 3 balls wide open. He ain't doing much for the 4. And the 4 and 8 aren't a combo, I don't think. Well, aye, they are. I mean, you think about where the cue ball has to be to even try and play that shot, but that 4 and 8, that 4 and 8 will go, or the 8 will anyway. That will definitely go, but I don't think anybody's playing that. I think there's going to be a fair bit of ducking and diving going on here. And Matt's at it straight away now. Has he got the cover? He most certainly has. He'll be calling the 1 into the side. Now, if he plays this right and he comes off half ball, he could end up getting cover himself here. He doesn't want to thump this. He just wants to brush it half on the top side of the one as we look, so that the cue ball goes towards the 8. And he's had a pop at it. And he's got away with it. Now, Matt, if he gets the right hit here, he could squat the one ball behind the 6 and keep the cue ball there. And it hasn't quite worked out. Well, the only match that's still going on is Jose and Billy Bigrigger now. And the chances are that it'll still be going on by the time this one is finished. Or at least that should be the case. You never know, though. Rabih's got the cue ball moving, but he got it moving too good. Well, if he actually pots this, all he needs to do is see the 4 ball, and he can cut that onto the 7, no problem. But this is a hell of a shot, this 3 ball. Trying to avoid the scratch, so he's digging in to get a lot of draw on this. Take it away from that corner pocket. Well, in actual fact, he wasn't. He just decided, no, I'll just play the scratch instead. I thought initially he was digging in to really go through with the shot, and what you've got to do is blast it and get the draw to the rail. In the end, he just actually played it for the scratch. I can't work that one out. The scratch was always on, but when the little voice in your head tells you the scratch is on, then the next course of action is to take evasive action and get the big draw in the cue ball to take it to that rail and avoid the scratch.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear. Well, Matt had a quick look. He's got to try and draw off this 9. And again, he's played that sweet as a nut. And this again is going to be paying. Okay, the 3 ball was tough anyway. He might not have actually potted the 3, but he saw far too many of these racks where Matt is just tidying up and pinching them. And this has been happening too often. Just as Rabih's threatening to get back in it, Matt's just holding him off at arm's length. And the lead is going to go back to 4. Well, you always hope that, somebody like Rabih will get wiser the more of these events that he plays. Yes, you're up against tough opponents, but there's things to work on for Rabih. And Matt decides he's going to scratch, so he's given a lifeline to Rabih again with ball in hand. So straight away, we have a problem, and he really needs to get right on the rail at where he is with the cue ball right now so that the combo's comfortable. Now, if he plays the combo right, you're cutting inside slightly, you're dabbing in the 5 ball, and the 4 ball goes to there, and you've got a pot. That's the plan. Let's see if he can get the actual job done here. So the cut angle in the 5 means the cue ball has to go right. That's the only way the 5 ball's going in. But if you play it at the right pace, the 4 ball will be in play, the cue ball will be there, and you'll have the pot. It can't really go wrong if you play it right. He just hasn't played it hard enough to get the cue ball, the 4 ball going out a wee bit. So now you want the feather edge touch. And mine, well, he went all out for the pot. He said a rush of blood, and that's going to cost him as well unless he gets a hook. And he hasn't. Now, he should have just played. Again, this is where you have to play the right shots. No matter how annoyed and frustrated you are, you have to play the thin edge and get to the long grass. You might have got covered behind the 6, and he went full-blooded, and he's just sold out. So you don't want to get frustrated that way. All he had to do in that combo shot was just play it a wee bit harder for the 4-ball, just to open out a bit more off that railing and go further into the short rail along the diamonds. And again, it's one that's got away, and it's happening at the wrong time now. And this is deja vu. It's time after time. It's Matt just tidying up the mess and getting that rack count up. And he's 2 away. The ball has gone in. Another one has gone in. And the 1 and the 9 have gone. Sorry, the 2 and the 9. The 1, no shot. 7-ball blocking it. And this is going to be really awkward. I mean, you're right over the top. Chinese snooker over the top of the 3. And you can't really comfortably see the object ball. And he's played that well. It's so easy to put unintentional English on the tip of that cue. And there's a gap to get out of here onto that 4. Doesn't want to run into the 7 if he can help it. And he's missed the cut. And again, here we go again. Matt coming to the table. They're all there. And it's just a little test to get himself out and get himself on the hill. Well, that could have done with running a wee bit more. Because now his problem is the cue ball wants to go in the opposite direction of the 6-ball. Well, I'm not quite sure. Maybe he tried to have a bump in the 6 there with all that left-hand English. Oh, what a shot. Beautiful cut. Okay, he's not on the 7 in the way he wanted to be, but he can either roll on top of the 7 or he can just try and duck behind the 10. And he's overhit that. So here's a chance for Rabih. Probably an unexpected chance, as a matter of fact. But I can't help but look at these racks that Rabih hasn't completed the job, and he's left himself short there in the 8 as well. You want to be just staring down the barrel in these balls. You know, something like this, you don't want to be leaving something like this. Yes, he's expecting to get it, but you don't want that. You've just got to get yourself that bit better on the ball. But missed opportunities for Rabih are adding up to a lot more than the deficit at the moment. He really should be right on neck and neck with Matt here in these opportunities he's had, but you live and learn. Well, Rabih has a ball. He has no shot in the 1, but he can duck for cover here. I mean, he can head up table or send the 1 up table and should get some sort of cover. Well, Matt He's going to have to spin this up to try and catch the right edge of the 1 and bump it onto the 7 and get distance with the cue ball, and that's what he's done. And that's a great shot. That's exactly the shot I would have played. And likewise for Rabih, he can see the edge of the 1. He wants to play this with a wee tad of left English so that he clips the 1 and makes sure he's coming away from the 10. He doesn't want to chip this and catch a ball. He just wants to come down table but not scratch. Well, he's calling the 5 just in case, but he's ducking for cover here, I can assure you. He shouldn't be hitting this hard to try and bang the 5 in. Well, he's got that completely wrong. And here we go again, deja vu. And Matt comes to the table. And they're all there. The 7's just a wee bit fiddly. But that was not the shot to play again, Rabih. So there's 3 or 4 occasions now, I'm counting up my head, where Rabih's just gone about things with the wrong game plan. He should have headed to the long grass. It was an easy safety. And he's actually hit it all wrong. And he's gave up the table to Matt to finally get in the hill. Now he's left that way short. Way short this time. But no doubt that Rabih should be in trouble here again. Unless Matt's going to wind up the 5 in the cut. He has done. It's not gone in. And Rabih can see the 5. Now, he's got to watch it. It's far enough in the pocket. I mean, that could still catch that knuckle and not go in if he overcuts this. He's got to be careful and get as much of that 5 ball as he can. And he's got it clean enough, but couldn't get out of there. Well, you can run for cover, but you've got to play a good one. Now, there's a fair chance he could get decent or he could scratch here if he's brave enough. You're going to leave the 6 ball wide open, but you can try and get up into that corner, or you can play the bank. He hasn't called anything, no. But I know what I'm doing. I'm going thin off the right side of the 6 as we look at it, and I'm heading up to that corner. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the risk. He looks as if he's made his mind up. He's going all out for the cut. He's overdone it. And he's got a roll of the ball this time. But I don't think Matt is going to refuse the 6 ball bank. I think he's going to have a go at it. Or is he? Yes, he's called the top right pocket up past the 10. And it doesn't go in. And it's rolled far enough that it's buried. Now, what Rabih needs to do is have a quick look at this 10 ball before he does anything. Well, it isn't lined up. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, now, here's your chance. Just all you need to do is focus on the 6. You don't need to think about anything else. The pace, yes, you just need to worry about the pace a wee bit. You don't want to come right back across behind the 9. But just focus on the 6. You should be on the 7. And that will do. Now, how do you play this 7 ball? It's dead straight, which is part of the problem. If you're trying to cheat it a wee bit, you've got to be careful and have a look at where the 7 ball is sitting before you play that shot. You can go forward, come off the rail and come back up for the 8. He looks as if he's trying to do something acrobatic. He's actually overcooked it, but again, it's another one of these dodgy cuts. Oh, you don't need these at this stage in the match. You want as few of these as possible. It's gone in. He doesn't want to be on the rail. He wants to bounce. And that will do. Now, the only thing to be careful with here is you don't overcook this. But you don't chicken out and undercook it because you'll leave a dodgy cut in the tent. All you want to do is go over below the tent and not scratch. And the angle he's got, I think, if he plays this right going forward a bit, he's going to go at the short rail. Well, he's trying to get into the table. It needs to keep going. And another dodgy test on this 10 ball. And it's held the line, and in it goes. And he's back to within 3. We'll see the break, and we'll have a look at the Jose match score. And the 1 ball gets nudged in. He's not really got a great shot in the 2. Right, quick tab. Where's Jose's match? It's further up. Jose with a 5-rack lead. He's 11-6 in front against Billy Big Rigger. Oh dear. I think he was trying to duck behind the 3, but that's gone all wrong. Well, Matt's problem here is he's ended up fairly straight in the 3 and the 4 ball right up in the short rail. He's missed the bump in the 5 and it's landed perfect. Would you believe it? He's absolutely plumb. Well, this one, you just get the cue ball out of there clean, not bumping anything. The only thing is he hasn't run far enough, so now he's the wrong side of the 6 and he has to travel the cue ball. Avoids the 9 ball, and if it bumps a wee bit, he's pretty much perfect in the 7. Now, what the hell was that all about? What the hell was he thinking there? There's no way he played for the bank. Not in a million years did he play for the bank in the 8 ball. And Matt has had a brain fart big time. A huge brain fart right there. Now, Rabih's got a chance here. He's got to watch the line this cue ball's taking, though. That was weird where he finished there. Overhit that by a country mile. Oh, he could have done with a bump. And again, it's squeaky bum time in this 9 ball. The 9 ball looks a good bank. But he'll be going for the cut. Cue ball coming into the table.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, well. I'll tell you, again, a little bit of pee just leaked out there for Rabih. He'll need to change his pants after this. And he's hung the 10. Unbelievable. That's how tough it is at distance. And that's another big, big swing. Just as he's looking to get back to within 2, bang. Matt's on the hill with a 4-rack lead. And these are all hurting. And Matt scratched, has he? Or was that the 9 ball? And again, it's my eyes. It's the 9 ball that's going in, I think. Yeah. The only lifeline here for Rabih, I think the 2 balls block both ways. Yeah. Blocked by the 8, blocked by the 7. The Matt's just taking his medicine here because he's just going to go for the safety and nothing else. You're going to try there, doing something completely stupid. Oh, that last rack's going to hurt again. He's going to be battered and bruised, poor Rabih. But unfortunately, all the batters and bruises that he's got are all self-inflicted. That's well played. That is very well played. Matt's got the brush in the 2, but he's nudged it over the pocket. Well, here's hoping Rabih can run this out. If you're a neutral, you want to see him just hang in there and battle it out to the death. Just think of what it could have been. Honest to God, I mean, this could be hill right now, this match. There's no doubt about it. It could be hill. Had Rabih taken all his chances, he could be in front. And I don't think I'm exaggerating saying that either. You look back in this match and you look at these racks where Rabih's had the table at his mercy and not got the job done. And on 3 or 4 occasions, it's been the wrong shot that's done him. Well, I will say this, it wasn't as, you know, it's not a walk in the park for Matt. I'm sure he would have liked to have, you know, a more comfortable win. He hasn't won yet, but he's odds-on favourite. He's going to, but this has been a test, this first match. Now, is that too straight, this 8 ball? He needs to get this either just dinked in for the 10 in the side, and he does the sensible thing this time. And there'll be more than one person in this tournament will miss a roll in and a 10 ball into that top corner pocket. And what does Rabih do? Well, that's probably Arnie time.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Because the scratch and the break, 2 balls in the break, 1 ball wide open, and Matt just has to get good on the 3. And I wouldn't suggest that this is good on the 3. But it's good enough. And it's all over, I think. Just bumps the 7 ball enough to get it out of the way. The real difference at the end of the day is I don't think Matt has missed that many chances where he's had the table and the balls have been there. I think more often than not, he's the one that's found himself out. He's got himself out in each rack. And Rabih has fallen short on that. And like I said earlier, that's the difference between players like Matt and players like myself and Rabih and others. I don't even think I should be including myself in that, but you know what I mean. We're talking about the consistency levels and that control, and that was just the edge. But Rabih knows the contributions he made to his own downfall. We don't need to paint them out for him. He knows what they are. He can look back at the video and see it. But it's a win either way for Matt, so well done to him. I mean, that score is not a bad result. I mean, 17-13 against Matt, that is a good result. It could have been a lot better, though, and Rabih will still be dangerous in that one-loss side. Let's nip in straight away to see if we can jinx Jose. He's got a 5-rack lead at the moment against Billy Big Rigger. I'm sure Billy Big Rigger's from the States, isn't he? But, oh, no, he isn't. He's Canadian. I do apologise. That's great offence. Great offence to the Canadians saying he was an American. But Jose is definitely Spanish. Oh, a bit of nastiness going on here from the Spaniard. I don't think you can get in there, Billy, can you? Can he? You might just be able to tweak it. No, I think that was a foul. Or was it simultaneous? Yeah, it was a foul. Well, here's a little test for Jose to try and find his way out. Problem ball being the 5 ball. It's blocked by the 8 into the top left. It's blocked by the 10. And Jose spinning that cue ball up the wrong way and ends up with a bank on the 3, which he may well call. I'm sure these guys have, obviously we haven't watched this match, but I'm pretty sure that both of these guys have been struggling with some of the cuts and the pots on this table setup. No doubt about that. But that was a good one from Billy. Again, the only option here is running for cover or playing the bank. Well, that's going to be a missed call. Now, the thing is that, you know, Billy's in a position here. He's 5 racks behind, a couple of racks, you know, gets him sort of back in touch. So that he isn't out of the match yet either. Oh, that wipes his feet, but it goes in. Well, if he's got the angle, he wants to run forward and get out or draw back, one of the two. He's not really getting into it enough. But he's got the cut, and he's no problem getting in the 9, so it's all about just the pot. Well, Jose will certainly be able to see the finishing line now that he's about to go on to 13. The question is whether he's seen the finishing line too soon. Got to keep your mind on the game. And above all, keep doing what you're doing, taking the chances when you've got them and putting the racks away. So that looks like the 8 and 9 are tied up. No, tell a lie again. Because of this blue cloth, I thought that was the 8 ball. It's the 4 ball. And Jose has done his best to try and hook himself. Or has he? Oh, no, wait a minute. That's a 3 ball. My bad. I thought that was a 5 ball. My apologies. Well, he decides to scratch the side. Problem, of course, for Billy Big Rigger is he's got no shot. And the other problem with this is if you try and get away from the 4 ball, you're probably only going to nudge it and nudge the 9 ball out and leave a shot on. So he's trying to dink this around the back of the 9. Has he got room? Oh. Yeah, he hasn't made it difficult enough for Jose. Jose can certainly hit it easy enough. Won't be a problem hitting it. Now, will Jose call a pocket here? No. You see, there's a mistake that no, not Jose, Billy, sorry. SOI, it was Jose. You know, Jose, he doesn't play a lot of 10 ball. And Jose's decided to disconnect there for a short while, but Jose doesn't play a lot. And now he's gone again. What the hell's going on here? Jose doesn't play 10 ball a lot, let's be honest. And he's not in the habit of doing what 10 ballers should do, and that's making sure you're calling a pocket. He just banged at that there, and that's a nasty habit to have in 10 ball. You've got to call a pocket, especially a kick shot like that. That could have went into the side pocket there. And then he looks a bit of a numpty doing that. I'm going to have a word with Jose after this match and tell him, make sure you call a pocket when you're playing a kick. I might have to use Google Translate, but I'll get him told. He needs to get into that habit. It's something you're going to regret if you don't. I'll tell you that straight away. You could be at a critical point in the match and you end up doing something like that and the ball goes in. And then you really do look a proper loony doing that. Well, Billy's chance has come. He's 6 behind. He needs again to try and reel Jose in. Well, that line that he's got there on the 9 ball, although it's straight, it should be good enough to draw back for the 10 or go forward and come down for the 10. But again, he's underhit that, though. You want to get that wee bit further up. Well, the hard work starts now. Billy Big Rigger, got to get your gears going. If he's a big rigger himself, he might drive a big rig, I don't know. Maybe he does. But he wants to get it into the right gear now and start reducing this deficit. Oh, Billy, he says in the chat that he does drive a truck. I sort of read between the lines with his name that he drives a big truck. Oh dear, the worst thing he's doing is listening to the stream, because he should be very aware that I'm going to rip him to shreds if I see any numptiness going on. I won't be holding back. I don't care whether he's listening or not, but you don't want to be listening. You want to be focusing. Well, this is left English, thin chip in the 4 and run to the long grass. And the only thing that's wrong with that is he didn't quite get the length, but that's good enough. You'd like to be really down on the rail, but that's a good enough safety. And likewise for, it was Jose that played it. My apologies, I thought it was Billy that played it. This is a problem with looking at the chat and then looking at the game. I keep missing who's changing control of the table. But it's definitely Jose at the table. And he's called the combo in the 8, and this is touchy. He's nailed it though. Needs a roll of the ball in the 4. And he might have got it. That's catching the knuckle. That's not going in. But Jose comes up smelling the roses. Well, there is cover there between that, or behind that 9 and 6. And this is about touch and control of the cue ball to use those balls for cover. Now you could go the other way, but he hasn't spun it. Now this is what you call a sellout. Jose should be putting this away. Now that's a perfect angle for playing the stun down this side for the 7. Now you can go across 2 rails to get to the 7. Depends how brave you are. Now he's played the stun, he just overcooked it. Overcooked it by about 1.5 feet. And Billy better get ready, because he's probably going to get another visit to the table unless Jose can cut this in. Well, he may well have played the safety there. I'm not sure. I think he might have went for the pot, but the 7 is there, and it does cut. Now this needs a half ball hit, but it hasn't hit. Oh well, that's not bad. It could have finished worse than that. He's got a shot. And that's not bad either. Wipes his feet, but it goes in. And Billy Big Rigger, 4 behind. And I think that was dry as well. Jose went all out for the pot. Probably tried to nudge the 2 there as well, because obviously the 2's going nowhere fast. There is a fairly well set 2-9 combo. But there's also a good opportunity to bury the cue ball. Not from this angle, I don't think. Certainly not as far as the combo goes. But he's called it just in case. Billy might be in trouble here. See, that's just been hit too hard, didn't get it tight enough in the 10. And there's a bit of work to be done with the cue ball here. Well, unless you roll it in dead weight, you're still going to leave yourself at that distance, and you'll still possibly have some sort of cut in the 3. Now, you've really got to roll this 3 in dead weight and maybe hope the cue ball bumps onto the 7. If you hit it hard enough, in fact, he's actually played that perfect, but he hasn't got the pot. These are tricky cut angles. I keep saying it, and I'll probably say it a lot more during this tournament. You are not taking anything as a gimme on these cut shots. Well, Jose would want that one back because that was fairly poorly played. And has Billy got that tight enough? Yes, he has. So now Jose's getting a bit of his own medicine here. And looking at the table, that 4 ball looks fairly tight in that short rail up top. We'll have a quick look at that in a second. Now, Jose's at it again. He's played a kick shot here in the 3 and he's not calling a ball. Yeah, I'll definitely be having a word with him about that. Well, he's decided now he's going to call a pocket. Well, he scratched. Well, here's your chance, Billy Big Rigger. And the 3 ball's handy because he didn't have to do any work to get in the 4. 4 balls off the rail anyway, so this is a test of your nerve. You've got a table that's perfectly set to get out. And it's the same old story. It's all about the cue ball. Now, this is simple because all you do is you drop the 5 in, you get the cue ball out into the middle of the table far enough. You don't leave it short. Like that, because you had to spin the cue ball a bit to avoid the 10. And now it's hard work. And we'll see an awful lot of that as well in this tournament, certainly more in the early stages, where players are not quite getting the shape. But that is a very, very good recovery shot. And he's nicely on the 7. Now again, you can go the 2 rails around the corner and don't scratch the bottom left. And he's gone tight, so he's fine. And he's played that well also. So now you have to decide what you're doing here. Now, if you play a little nick on the 8 and chip it in, so you're holding the cue ball, you've got the 9 into the side, and you'll be fairly straight in the 10. But he's decided he's going the long route. So now you've got to hold the cue ball. And this is where if you're playing the stun, you've got to get the line right or they'll hang up. Like that. Oh, good. I mean, we've seen that 3 times, I think, tonight. Look at the way that ball just hanging there and finally drops. And in goes the 10, and suddenly Billy Big Rigger's on 10. And now the scoreboard looks that wee bit more inviting. It looks that bit healthier. And the 8 ball goes in. He's got a pot in the 1. And the only problem here is, let's have a look. He's just got to roll this so the cue ball stays in the gap to get on that 2. He's going to take a little chip off the 7. Well, he's played the big stun. Now, that was a good shot. I mean, that was all or nothing on that. I mean, he could have just chickened out and rolled that in the way I would have probably done it. But he went for the stun. Now he needs to check it up big time, and it needs to roll, because you have to have the pace on it when you check that cue ball, because it kills the pace. And he's played that perfect. Billy Big Rigger looks as if he's warming up at the right time to me. And the one big test is yet to come. Don't leave yourself straight on the 5 if you can, because you need to find a way to get onto that 6. And that wasn't the shot. That was not the shot. That's just like taking a hammer and smashing yourself in your toes, because that was not good at all. Now he needs a roll of the ball. He needs to get a hit, obviously, but he needs a good roll of the ball here to get out of this. Well, it's going around the corner, this 5 ball. Well, it could have finished worse than that, but Jose does have a bank. And Jose tends to be inclined to have a go at these sort of things. Oh, he's went for the cut. And he's got a full hit on the 10. And got a half decent shot in the 6. But the pressure's on. He knows that he has to get out here. Billy had his chance and blew it. And Jose nails it. Cue ball coming off the rail. Comfortable in the 7. And this is a 2-rack swing if ever you've seen one. Billy should have been 2 behind. And now he's going to be 4 behind. And that's got to hurt. The 10 goes in. Jose 14 racks to 10 in front. And he can certainly see the finishing line now. 3 ball looks as if it's thinking about it. 7 might give it a tap. No, it hasn't. It is dry. Well, once again, this is a table where they're all there. They are all available. Well, having said that, when you look at where the 5 ball is, it's up in the short rail, and you look at where the 6 is and where the 7's sitting, this is far from clear cut. It's way short of that. And again, Billy has completely underhit that. Let's have a quick look. Can Jose get to that? I think he can. He's got top right on it to check the cue ball and come down into the middle of the table. Played it well. And he's good on the 5. I wonder how many likes I've got in my stream. Probably not a lot. Is anybody going to check and tell me? Not that there's that many left. There's only 6 left, 7 if you include myself. But do just give it a like. Don't forget as well that you can hit the bell and you'll get notifications when I go live, in case you might miss a stream. Well, talking about missing, Jose rattles up the 8 ball. The 8 ball goes safe, but Jose, Billy Big Rigger can get distance here. He can get big distance with this cue ball. Just a feather edge on that right side of the 8. What's he doing? Well, he actually got that too thick. But the cue ball is good. I mean, I would always settle for this, even though you're leaving a possible cut on. The cue ball's nailed to the short rail. And there's no way Jose's holding the cue ball there for the 9. That was really tough. Now Billy has his chance. And again, this is just going through with the stroke. Pot the 8. Maybe a tiny tad of left, just to make sure you're coming up the right line away from the 9. Not a lot of left. And the pace is good. And he's just overcooked that a wee bit. He still should be fine. I always like to be a bit more comfortable with that, but you always still have to have the angle to get up onto the 10, don't forget. That's pretty good. But my nerves are jangling just watching this. And that's perfect. Might still get interest in this match. And Billy gets a ball. And, well, he's going to be really awkward. He's right on top of the 8. He has a pot in the 1. But look at where the 2's sitting. So this is just pot the 1 and hope you have some sort of sight in the 2. And he ain't got it. I think that's about 3 times we've seen Billy ended up hooking himself. He's a roll of the ball. That ain't it. But the pressure's on Jose because that 4 ball sitting no good. It's blocked both ways by the 9 and by the 8, and look at the distance he's got to go to get there. This is John
the cue
Virgo
ball
territory.
going?
And it goes, and there you go. Funny things happen in the game of pool. Now, he's either going to have to play a combo or he's going to have to run in to one of the pockets up the other end of the table. Now, he's going up table, little roll through for the 5. Oh, it's getting a nerve-jangly situation for both players. Billy, for the reason that he's at the table and has a chance to nick another rack back. And Jose, because he's still got a wee bit to go to get over the line. So anything's possible yet. And he's, again, took his eye off the pot for the 7 ball. Another big mistake at the wrong time. Self-inflicted damage is the worst way to lose a rack. When you've got the table, you're at the table, you've got control, and you go and do something like that in the 6. And again, these are the ones that hurt worse. That's overcut. Oh, this is I'll tell you something. That's a great safety shot, by the way. That's a great safety shot. Full length of the table, and you're trying to play a very thin edge on that 6 ball, and that's perfect. That was excellent execution of a thin edge at distance, and the cue ball is good also. And now Jose's got something similar. That was very well played. And Jose gets it too thick. And it's another chance. Well, the cue ball's going to go up table. If you get up above the 7, you'll have some sort of shot. You've got no shot staying below the 7 at this end of the table. So anywhere up top. Oh, now he needs to bump that 10. He's going to hook himself again. Would you believe it? That's the 4th time he's ended up hooking himself when he's had the table at his mercy. And now again, he's going to call a pocket, give it a blast, and hope for the best. That's all you can do. Because you never know. That might not be too bad. I mean, yes, that ball will pocket, but you catch any of the knuckle. It might actually be better playing this into the rail first for it to go in off the 8. And it's gone in, it's rattled, but it's gone in. All of these hooks that Billy Bigriggers ended up getting in these racks since we joined the match, they're all going to be costing him. Jose's left himself a wee bit short. This is testy territory. And he's caught the knuckle. Billy lives again. Well, that could have been 15-11 there. And you see what I mean about these awkward little angles. I mean, they're bad enough at the worst of times, but on this setup with this table, it plays in your mind, these pockets, just catching a feather of the knuckle and they don't go in. Well, Jose should be in trouble here. Unless Billy just fancies cutting this and hoping he can get some sort of shot in the 2, but he could play a decent enough safety here. Double kiss in the 6. Well, yes, there is a possible combo. Trying to duck. Of course, not a difficult hit for the 2, and if Jose's going up and down, there's a chance he'll pot this. it'd be easier to pot it if it was, you know, on the rail, but there's a chance Jose might go inside the two and push it to that back rail. Oh, a double kissed and almost dropped. But whatever happens now, it is another chance for Billy Big Rigger to nick another one back. This is a huge rack. He's done it again. That's 5 times now he's done it. Hooked himself again. It must be the effects of me joining this room. I don't think I've seen anybody hook themselves with such a frequency in this sort of space of time in critical racks in this match. And it's not exactly easy to hit this either. And he's looking to go around the back of the 7. It's a bit tight. Well, he got around, didn't get a hit, but now the question's asked of Jose, can you find your way out? Ball in hand. 4 ball at this end of the table near the 3, which is handy, but then he's got to travel up table for that 5. Now, quick check on the 5, it's not married to the rail. And he's played that well. Now he needs a bump. He needs a bump and an angle. And I think he's pretty straight. Yeah, that's no good. He's going to have to fire this up big time, and he might run in. Well, he actually stunned it back, and that's pretty good. I mean, he's got a shot. That's all you're hoping to get. And at least he's got a shot. That's finished up better than I thought it would. And he's hung the 6. And Billy Big Rigger, well, I'm saying nothing, because I'm sure he'll find a way to hook himself here. I don't want to jinx him. Right, the 9 ball and everything, they're all there. Cue ball needs to get right up into the table. Don't underhit this. If anything, overhit it. I would have still liked that to have opened up more to shallow this angle in the 8. He's dragged off the pace on that, played it pretty well. Just 2 more pots, and he'll be back within 1. And now it gets very interesting. Well, this match started at 7 o'clock GMT, so it's 5 minutes away from 2 hours, this match. And I think this break is dry. And Jose doesn't have a shot. He plays the push out. Look at the way these balls are sitting, though. Every one of them wide open. Well, this is a touchy shot if Jose is trying to marry the cue ball to the 4. It's touchy because he's further away from the 1 ball to try and play this than you'd really like to be. He's actually went all out for the cut. He gets it. But at that pace, he was never going to be on the 2. He's got himself in trouble. Well, he was aiming too close to the 8 for a start. That's the first mistake he made. And now Billy has ball in hand, and the first task is potting the 2 and rolling down far enough so that he doesn't hook himself behind the 4 ball. And he's managed to do that. Got the angle in the 3, again, high enough into the table for the 4. You don't want to leave yourself short. Okay so far. Now, the 5 ball, you want to be able to pot that without interfering with the 7. Because you want to get clean and open on this 6 ball. And he's done it. He's going to have to now try and avoid that 7, which he can do. He can just stun it past the 7, in behind the 8 ball. Well, is he interfering with that 8 ball? Is he? I think he might be okay. The problem now is he needs a bit of luck here, because you're rolling forward to come down on the side that you don't really want to come down on. And he's played it well. He's got the pace. He's got the line. He's got a perfect angle to get on the 8. Now you have to decide where you're playing the 9. Now, if it's just a little dink into the corner, then you're on the 9 into the side. You don't want to be an awkward angle in 9. You want to be able to roll forward for the 10 into the corner pocket, either way, whatever corner pocket it is. Right, so it's going up table then. And he's going up table. It's fine. The 10 ball's well off the rail, so there's not any problem. It's just about getting the cue ball there. Have we got a tied ball game? Yes, we do. It's game on, folks. I'm sure Billy Big Rigger was about 6 racks behind at one time. And he's got a ball. He's not really got a shot. But he has a chance to put Jose in trouble. I mean, you can thin edge the 1 and dink down in behind the 6 and 2 and 3. Or you can bank the 1 and try something similar. He's actually gone all out for the pot, I think. Was never going to have a shot in the 2 doing that. But it could have finished worse. Jose's going to have a go at the cut. And he needs to think about the cue ball as well, because this could end up ugly. A bit like that. He's bumped to 6. It's blocked off the 2. Now, is that 6 ball a combo to the side pocket? We'll never know. Jose's got the hit, and he's got a good result from it, though, as well. He'll be well pleased with that outcome. And as will Billy. That's ended up pretty good. I mean, yes, he's got the hit. Yes, there is a pot on the 2. But it's a big ask. It's squeaky bum time. He nails it. Cue ball out for the 3. Well, Josie's now been asked the question, can you dish up when it matters? And every remaining rack here in this match will matter big time for either player. It's just a question of who's going to hold their nerve.
Where's the cue ball going?
And, well, he's still got the pot. The 6 ball's wide open. He doesn't need to think about the cue ball. He just needs to worry about the pot. Well, I suppose in one sense he does need to think about the cue ball because he wants to get it out far enough. And that's not bad. He can drop that in. Well, that was a poor shot. He hit that far too hard. He had to just roll that in dead weight. And I think Jose's feeling the pinch here. And okay, he's not left anything pretty for Billy Bigrigger. He's got a cut in the 4, and the 6, but he's going to have no great shot in the 7 unless he starts checking this up big time, which he is doing. Loads of right English. And that's perfect. That is very well done. And a perfect angle. He might graze the 10 here, but he might only graze it enough that he can still... He needs to make sure he is getting the cue ball out of there, though. I think he might be fine. Is he going to graze any of that? No, he isn't. And he's made sure he's got well out of there. And likewise with this one, you just don't want to underhit this. You want to get the cue ball out into the table where it's a little dink on the 9 and you're on the 10. And that will do. Dropping it in dead weight. And suddenly, it's a different ball game. Billy Bigrigger, presumably the 10 ball's not on the rail. I don't think it is. It's fine. He's going to find himself in front. Well, I think it's safe to say that this is going to be the biggest comeback in the tournament so far, up until a point, up until now. The break is dry. Jose has a pot. And again, all of these balls have a pocket waiting for them. So it's now become a huge technical test for Jose to manoeuvre this cue ball. And the first problem is where he is now. He's taking the 1-up table. And it's going to have to be a bank or a combo. Well, he's got to make sure he's overcutting this slightly, because if he just hits it straight onto the 8, it may well not go in. Played it perfect. And once again, the cue ball's got to move here. 4 ball blocked into one of the top corner pockets. Yeah, not the 4 ball, 3 ball. And that's going to be no man's land. Big cut here for Jose. Yeah, that's just asking too much. Well, Billy has 2 choices here. He can get crazy and go for the cut up the rail, or he can do the sensible thing and bury Jose. What's it to be? Well, he's went for the cut, but it's all went wrong. Now he needs to get lucky. And again, it could have finished worse than that. Wee bit of a rush of blood to the head there. The safety shot looked a lot easier. Oh, his ball in hand to Billy Bigrigger. What the hell did Jose do there? He hit the wrong ball. He hit the wrong ball. He's hit the 9. Is that the 9 or the 1? Well, it's got to be the 9, isn't it? The 1 will have gone. He's actually grazed the 9. What a mistake there. What a big mistake by Jose. Now, is Billy up to the task? Can he punish Jose big time for that? It could put him onto the hill. Well, maybe I've done Jose a disservice coming into this room, because Billy Bigrigger's now realised that there's some people watching, not a lot, admittedly. And from when I joined the room, Billy Bigrigger's decided to play some pool. He was a good 3 or 4 furlongs behind Jose in the horse race, and suddenly he's on the brink almost. Big check in the cue ball and perfect in the 7. He's got a big angle to get on the 9 again. You don't want to underhit this. You've got to get high enough in the 9.
Where's the cue ball
This is a disaster. This is a disaster. He's overcooked it big time. Wow. Would you believe it? Jose can't believe it. He's back at the table to square the match. And Jose's almost overcooked that as well. This 10 ball to go 15 all and have the break. Well, what funny things happen when the nerves are jangling. And Jose rolls it in. And Billy Bigrigger is cursing. That shot, overhit it. Cue ball running into the corner pocket. Jose pinches it for 15 apiece. And Jose's also got a ball in the break. A shot in the 1. And dare I say it again, they are all there. Every ball has a pocket. Another big everything now is a huge test of nerves for these guys. And a test of my nerves as well watching it. Well, again, this is just a roll-in dead weight, and the cue ball goes through to the rail and you're on the 4. You've nothing to do with the cue ball. Just focus in the pot, roll it through. And now cue ball up the left-hand side. Don't scratch in the side pocket. And get far enough up there on that 5. He's avoided a scratch. And he is perfect. Perfect angle for the pot. And wide open country to get this cue ball into for that 6 ball. He's not going to land on top of it, as he knows he's fine. And he's got to be careful with this 8 ball, though. I'm talking about where the 9 ball is, if he's intended to go short side of the 9. Well, he's inside the 8. And I think if he just lets this open out, he's going to finish that side of the 9. He's just got to get this cue ball rolling. And he should be good. No, he isn't. He needs the right bump. Well, now he's got a little jangly cut back. I thought that was going to open out a bit more than it did. And it goes. Now, where is he in the 10? And he's got another testy 10 ball because it's a cutback. This to get in the hill. And then it goes. Where's the cue ball? Cue ball stays in the table. So Jose now breaking for the match. The break is dry. 3-ball thought about it. Billy can try a very defty dink here, but this is really, really touchy. He's played it well, though. He's played it very well. Oh, 7 likes, that's not bad. Now, I'm sure Jose kicked that there and didn't call a pocket again. He ended up scratching anyway. Well, what a huge mistake there from Jose. I'm sure he didn't call a pocket there, did he? Was anybody paying attention? I was too busy looking at Rob's chat there. But anyway, regardless of that, this he's ended up 2 straight and a 3. He's bolt straight in this. He's going to have to try and pinch it a wee bit and get the cue ball running because he's going to be blocked out in the 4 if he doesn't. This is horrible. He's absolutely ramrod straight in this 3-ball. He's going to try and pinch it a bit. But this cue ball needs to move. It needs to keep moving, and it hasn't. Now, he was always going to be blocked by that 5-ball if he didn't get it running. It ended up far too straight. But he can try and tweak this and squeeze the 4-ball in. It's going to be railing ball, I think. He's played it well. The spin helping the cue ball out and across. He's got half a shot in the 5. Oh, these are ugly. And he's overcut it. He's overcut it. And this is, well, again, you've got to control the draw from this 5-ball. It's deep in the pocket. Looks simple enough, doesn't it? Well, Jose has his chance to seal the deal. And he's played the big stun. And we know what happens when you play the big stun and you don't get the line right. You're going to rattle them and hang them up. But he hasn't hung it up. He's hit it that hard it's come out of the pocket and gone pretty much tight on that rail. But there is a cut on. This is some shot. This to more or less stay on the winner's side, you would think, for the time being, and take this all the way. Yeah, that was an awful lot to ask there. But it could have finished worse. Now, Jose might get nasty here. Again, this is a touchy shot, or he might be going all out. And he's got nasty, and he may well end up getting the reward because of it. Unless Billy can get a hit and get a roll. Well, he's got the hit. The cue ball tries to scratch. And it's awkward because this cue ball has an awful long way to travel unless Jose's just going to roll the 6 in and leave a bit of a dodgy 8 at distance. Well, that's what he's decided he's going to do. just taking his medicine. The 9 ball right in the middle of the table. The cue ball could finish anywhere. And the 8 ball wipes its feet and hangs up. And this is tough also. I mean, you look at where that 8 ball is, right in the jaws, in the pocket. And you've got to try and get that cue ball out of there and onto the 9 ball. To me, this is a bit of a hit and hope because you can't judge the pace. You've just got to hope you get a good roll of the cue ball and you get a shot somewhere. Well, he's got a shot. He'll be on the 10 ball. This to take it all the way. If it goes in, he should be in the 10 if he doesn't scratch. But it's a big, big shot. As they all are. And of course, it's just one shot too many. At that distance, they are going to test the nerves. And can Jose hold it together? One good positional shot will get the job done. And that looks... It's going to go squarish. It's going to go squarish. It's way too square, but he has the pot. This for the match. And Jose dodges the big rig and gets over the line. And yes, he fell over the line in the end. What a job that was. That was 2 hours and 19 minutes for that match. And it wasn't much of a match when we joined it, but my goodness, Billy Big Rigger hung in there, battled all the way. And Jose falls over the line, 17 racks to 15. Well, I think Jose's going to have a lie down after that one. But what a battling performance from Billy Big Rigger. Very well played. Well, we've seen how tough it is for these guys on this table. There is nothing you can take for granted. Even the best players in the game have found that. So there we have it. The matches that are left on the schedule at the moment. There is one for Quagmire and Balls on Saturday evening at 6:30 GMT, unless something else pops up over the next day or so. That is it. So well done to all the winners today. Even well done to poor old Acero earlier on today, turning up and his opponent doesn't show up. He's through. And, well, I hope you enjoyed it, folks. It was a long one. That was 3 hours, 20 minutes or so we've been here. So thank you very much for your company. I'm off for a coffee. And thanks for hitting the like button as well. And we will see you very soon. So take care and good night.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.